She has been abducted.
I'm on the first flight out.
Navy SEAL Brad Paxton is on base in Syria when he is called to meet with his commander.
Commander, sir.
They have orders direct from Washington to move medical equipment through enemy territory. Washington has negotiated with ISIS for safe passage, so there should be no issues. Paxton takes his orders without question, then radios his team to ready themselves for the upcoming mission.
Let's rally up, guys. We're heading out. Good looking out.
He meets up with the team, including some UN peacekeepers, gears up, and heads out in a convoy. Not long after setting out, the convoy comes under heavy attack from ISIS forces.
Let's go.
The team jumps out and returns fire, and Paxton rushes to his injured teammate, dragging him to safety, but another bomb goes off nearby and Paxton jumps awake in the present, covered in sweat, with his wife Kate concerned about him.
Kate, you're home, okay?
He leaves the room, and she finds him later sleeping in their daughter Claire's bed. Paxton now lives a fairly quiet life in New York City with his daughter and Kate, who works as an archaeologist. She asks him about last night, but luckily Claire comes in and breaks the tension, asking about breakfast, though Kate clearly still has last night on her mind. The next day he heads over to a boxing gym run by his father, Ed. During training, Ed can see that Paxton is off his game.
What's going on with you?
He knows the nightmares are still happening and urges his son to let someone help him, as they will never go away unless he does. Despite the warning, Paxton claims he is fine. Ed knows him, though, urging him to try for Kate's sake.
Papa, I'm fine, okay?
Kate gives a speech at an archaeological conference about a recent historical find in Morocco, which could change the history of mankind. With NASA's help, they were able to get an aerial shot of the site to reveal a massive ancient city. She then excitedly reveals that she and her team have been granted access to the site by the Moroccan government to excavate it. Paxton is taking a shower when memories of the failed transport mission come rushing back to him. He urges the UN soldiers to get back to base and get him back up. The family later holds a get-together, where an interview with Paxton about the ambush plays on TV. Paxton isn't with them, and Kate goes to find him talking with a fellow SEAL. Kate is worried about her upcoming trip and leaving him alone. Paxton asks her to trust him, so Kate makes him promise to call her if he needs anything, and she will come home to him. Paxton lightens the moment, sure that she will enjoy her trip, as Morocco is a beautiful country. Kate makes the trip to Morocco. Later, Paxton is at home with Claire and Ed when he gets a call from Kate, who is just unpacking from the flight. She hopes he is okay, promising to call before going to bed.
Oh, bye. Love you.
That night, Kate is at a gathering in a Moroccan village when she meets Algerian archaeologist Jean Rashidi, and both are excited about the find. Their benefactor, Mr. Akour, introduces them to their scout leader, Amir Jadid. The next day, the team prepares to leave for the dig site. Kate is approached by the chief of police. He is there on behalf of his superior, Younes Lailaj, a former U.S. soldier who served with Paxton. He has personally asked the chief to watch over Kate, so he hands her his card, urging her to call if she needs anything. Their Moroccan government liaison, Dina Mansouri, finishes briefing her team about working close to the Algerian border before introducing herself. The group soon gets out in a convoy and gets close to the site.
Okay, follow me, guys.
Jadid leads Kate, Rashidi, and Mansouri closer to the dig site, and Mansouri warns they are getting too close to the border. They stop, survey the area, and begin making plans when the men keeping watch alert them. They have unknowingly crossed into Algeria, and a van of armed insurgents quickly descends upon them, opening fire on the convoy. Mansouri is killed trying to change cover, while Kate and the others are surrounded by armed men. They are thrown into the back of a truck and taken away. Kate tries to plead with the men, apologizing for crossing the border, but the men refuse to listen. Moroccan police soon gather at the border, responding to the kidnapping. Lailaj himself soon arrives on the scene. Paxton has another dream about the gun battle between the SEALs and ISIS, when he is woken up by a call from Lailaj.
She has been abducted.
Paxton jumps out of bed furious at the news, and without missing a beat, he decides to be on the next flight to Morocco. A fully dressed Paxton goes to wake Claire. She wonders if he is going back to work, and Paxton answers yes. He takes a good last look at her before heading out. Kate, Jadid, and Rashidi are taken back to the insurgents' hideout and presented before their leader, Jafar el-Hadi, who demands to know why they are there. Kate tries to explain, but Jafar accuses her of being a CIA spy. As Jafar questions them, Kate notices the driver of her vehicle join Jafar. Jafar questions Rashidi about his background, accusing him of denying his Muslim background and demanding to know if he is Shia or Sunni. He reveals he is Sunni, so Jafar orders him to kneel and pray. Paxton lands in Rabat City, where he is met by Lailaj. He doesn't know much about the group that took Kate, only that they've pledged allegiance to ISIS. Based on the fact that the group showed up just as Kate crossed the border, Paxton suspects a security leak, and Lailaj reveals that Kate's driver, Abdullah, has disappeared since the incident. Kate is locked inside a cell. A man brings a young boy inside with a plate of food for Kate. She throws up, and the man wonders if she is pregnant, but she is not. The man then orders the boy to feed Kate and keep a close eye on her. The man leaves, but the boy frees Kate's arms, telling her to eat in English. His name is Omar, and he learned English from American movies. She asks about the others and learns they are in the other rooms, safe for now. Her cough returns, so he warns her not to bring too much attention to herself and says he will soon bring her a drink of water. At the U.S. Embassy, Ambassador Williams watches reports about a pending UN vote on the Algerian-Moroccan conflict. He is visited by CIA Section Chief Tom Fitzgerald. They talk about the UN vote, revealing that if it favors Morocco, then U.S. and British oil companies will start digging in Morocco. The recent incident on Algerian soil would push the vote in their favor, hinting that the kidnapping may not have been a coincidence. Paxton and Lailaj are waiting to speak with them. They talk about his background and expertise, and Fitzgerald reminds him that under no circumstance can they allow Paxton to get involved. They then call in Paxton and Lailaj. Paxton has been given full access by the Moroccan government, and Fitzgerald tries to argue, but it has already been decided by the government. Williams claims to not know where the hostages are being held and thinks they should allow the Algerian government to get more intel, but the government liaison refuses to waste any more time. She tells Paxton about Jafar el-Hadi, a terrorist on Interpol's most wanted list for years. Paxton thinks it strange that Jafar has not made any demands and suspects they were taken to be beheaded. He wants to organize a mission and not leave it up to the Algerians alone to try and find Jafar. Back at home, Ed prepares breakfast for Claire when news of Kate's kidnapping comes on, but Ed shuts the TV off before Claire can hear any more. Paxton sees news reports that the U.S. and Moroccan governments refuse to negotiate with Jafar and loses it. His phone rings and it's Ed. He also saw the news and knows Paxton is planning to do something stupid. He offers to fly to Morocco, but Paxton refuses, so Ed warns him to keep his eyes open and mind sharp. Abdullah gets to Jafar, who is angry with him for killing Mansouri, as she could have been of great value as a hostage. Abdullah didn't like her talking to them like idiots, but Jafar calls him a child and shoots him dead. He then meets with his men, concerned that Kate is bringing too much attention, but thinks it's a good opportunity to demand a ransom. The men start debating what they should do first: free their brothers in prison, demand a ransom, or kill one of the hostages. Jafar puts it up to a vote, and in the end they decide to kill Kate this Saturday, unless their ransom is sent. Paxton meets with Lailaj and learns that Mansouri was forced to add Abdullah to their detail. Paxton wants to get into Algeria right away, as he cannot sit around and wait for Kate to die. Lailaj then gets a call. They have proof of life, as Jadid was released. Lailaj questions him about the journey, trying to get an idea of where he was held, but Jadid barely remembers and just wants to talk to his family. Kate is taken from her cell and thrown into the back of a van and taken to another location, where the men hold her onto a table and remove her clothes. She is taken back to her cell, where Jafar calls her a liar. As it turns out she is pregnant, showing her the ultrasound they took, but Kate had no idea. He wants her to talk to the Americans and tell them to pay the 10 million ransom, or she and the child die.
Can I ask how much I'm worth?
$10 million.
Paxton and Lailaj meet with Fitzgerald. Holding Kate's bracelet, Paxton cannot understand Jaffer's game. They then get the ransom video showing Kate and Rashidi on their knees. Then the shocking news breaks. Kate pleads with the U.S. to save her and her unborn child. Paxton stands there shocked, then storms out of the room. Later, he and Lailaj try to deduce Jaffer's location from the journey Jad had described and narrow their search to one particular spot. They get a satellite image of the compound and Paxton wants it, as he doesn't plan to sit around much longer. Lailaj refuses to let him travel alone and decides to join him. Paxton jumps awake in the car after another dream about Syria, thanks Lailaj for looking out for him. They talk about the Syria ambush, and Paxton thinks it's all part of the job. This one, however, will be off the books. They get near the Algerian border, where Lailaj stops to meet with a contact, requesting a way into Algeria and weapons. Lailaj plans to join Paxton on his mission, refusing to let him face danger alone, as he owes Paxton his life. Paxton is reluctant, but Lailaj insists. The two cross into Algeria that night. They stop at a local mosque for prayer, ensuring they stand out to the men there. Afterward, they are approached by two men curious about their journey, and Lailaj explains they're headed to Abadla to visit their brothers there. They are led to meet with the mosque leader, where they pretend to be a part of the cause, responding to the call of Jaffer to join his jihad. The mosque leader is suspicious of them at first, but they manage to convince him to provide them with transportation to get to Abadla. They get the car and drive to a spot to pick up their weapons before getting on the road. There, they realize they're being followed by who Paxton suspects are Jaffer's men, but he plans to lose them in Abadla and tail them to their hideout. They pull ahead and quickly get off the road, then follow the suspicious car from a distance. The car drives into a compound of heavily guarded men, so Paxton and Lailaj stop a distance off, confirming their suspicions. They send the coordinates back to Williams, who meets with the president, requesting that he send in Navy SEALs to storm the compound. He tells them about the off-the-books operation going down, so the president demands all tactical options. Paxton and Lailaj arm themselves and move in on the compound, clearing their way to a room overlooking the compound where 4 militants are posted. Paxton sets up a powerful sniper rifle, knowing he must drop all 4 in 4 shots to keep their cover. He takes aim, and all 4 men drop before knowing what hit them. They quickly move in and hide the bodies. Meanwhile, Jaffer and his men are having evening prayers, unaware of the danger they're in. The two continue moving through the compound at a swift pace, killing anyone in their path. They get to a room where a man is being tortured, and this triggers a memory of the ambush in Syria. He zones out, forcing Lailaj to cover him. Their cover has been blown though, and Jaffer's men jump into action. Paxton and Lailaj continue moving, this time under heavy gunfire. One militant manages to sneak up on Paxton, but is quickly disarmed and killed. He grabs a man and starts moving and comes under gunfire, but takes out the men with Omar's help. Omar leads him to Kate. She is overjoyed seeing him, but they have no time to waste. He hands her a pistol, warning her to stay behind him. They begin to move and instantly come under gunfire, but Paxton kills them all. Even Kate taking out one man. Kate is shaken, but he calms her down, telling her to stay hidden inside a room until he returns for her. Lailaj gets himself surrounded by Jaffer and his men, who demand Paxton's location as gunshots ring out around the compound, but Lailaj tells them he will be here shortly. Men rush into Rashidi's room and execute him on camera, sending the video out. The president then holds a press conference, promising to explore all options to bring Kate home. Williams and Fitzgerald are in his office. They are buying as much time as possible with the rescue mission before their plans get underway. Williams then meets with the Algerian ambassador. Outside, Fitzgerald makes the call to send in the SEALs and rescue Kate. Paxton has one of the fighters lead him to Jaffer, who threatens to kill Lailaj if he makes a move on them. Choosing to save Lailaj's life, Paxton drops his gun, telling Jaffer he can get him his 10 million. Jaffer wants the cash and demands that Lailaj make the transfer. Lailaj has his superior make the transfer to Lailaj's account. Once he confirms this, he escapes the room, leaving his men to kill the two, but Paxton and Lailaj quickly kill the men. Outside, the SEALs have already infiltrated the compound and have killed Jaffer before he can escape. Paxton battles one last militant, but manages to kill him. He joins up with the SEALs outside, and they start clearing the compound, pushing towards Kate. They get her, but Paxton takes a bullet on their way out. The SEALs are taking fire and are forced to push on without him. Paxton fixes his wound. In the room he is hiding in, he finds explosives. Lailaj shows up, and Paxton sets a charge to blow, but it explodes before they can get back to the chopper, and the SEALs are forced to leave with a distraught Kate. Paxton and Lailaj survive and make it back to the Moroccan base, where he reunites with Kate. Later, Jadid is called to meet with Fitzgerald and a mysterious man in a white suit. It turns out Jadid had been working for Fitzgerald, and for his bravery, Fitzgerald offers him American citizenship and status as a CIA asset. Jadid leaves, but gunshots ring out outside and Jadid is killed. The man in the white suit turns out to be an oil lobbyist who bankrolled the entire operation, from the kidnappings to the rescue, all for the sake of oil. The man leaves, but outside, Lailaj snaps photos of their meeting, sending Paxton the information. Thanks for watching. If you had a good time, go ahead and hit that like button, drop a comment, and of course, subscribe for more recaps just like this. And hey, don't click away just yet. YouTube thinks you'll love one of these two videos popping up right here, so check them out now.